The story of Job. Satan accuses Job. Job 1:1-122. Nobody today knows when Job lived, whether in the days of Abraham or later in the days of Moses. We do know that he was a godly man that had to endure tremendous hardships for a period of time in his life. His home was in the land of Uz, which is believed to be in either modern-day Syria or Jordan. Job was a fabulously wealthy man. In all the East there was no other man so rich as Job. He had tens of thousands of sheep, camels, oxen, and donkeys, and a large number of servants working for him. He served the Lord God, and prayed to God every day, offering a sacrifice to God upon an altar. He tried to live as God wished him to live and was always kind to others. Every day, when his sons were out in the field, or were having a feast together, Job went out to his altar, and offered a burnt offering for each one of his sons and his daughters, and prayed to God for them, for he said, "It may be that my sons or daughters have sinned or have turned away from God in their hearts, and I will pray God to forgive them." Everything was wonderful in Job's life, until one day, when the angels of God stood before the Lord, Satan, who is the evil one, came also, and stood among them, as though he still was one of God's angels. The Lord God saw Satan, and said to him, "Satan, from what place have you come?" "I have come," answered Satan, "from going up and down in the earth and looking at the people upon it." Then the Lord said to Satan, "Have you looked at my servant Job? And have you seen that there is not another man like him in the earth, a good and a blameless man, one who fears God and does nothing evil?" Then Satan said to the Lord, "Does Job fear God for nothing? Haven't you made a wall around him, and around his house, and around everything that he has? Haven't you given a blessing upon his work and have made him rich? But if you take away from him all that he has, then he will turn away from you and will curse you to your face." Then the Lord said to the evil one, "Satan, all that Job has is in your power, you can do to his sons and daughters, his flocks, and his cattle, whatever you wish, only lay not your hand upon the man himself." Then Satan went forth from the Lord, and soon trouble began to come upon Job and his family. One day, a man came running to Job, and said, "The oxen were plowing, and the donkeys were feeding beside them, when raiders from the desert came and drove them all away, and the men who were working with the oxen and caring for the donkeys have all been killed, and I am the only one who has escaped." While this man was speaking, another man came rushing in, and he said, "The lightning from the clouds has fallen on all the sheep, and on the men who were tending them, and I am the only one who has come away alive." Before this man had ended, another came in, and he said, "The enemies from Chaldea have come in 3 bands, and have taken away all the camels. They have killed the men who were with them, and I am the only left alive." Then at the same time, one more man came in, and said to Job, "Your sons and your daughters were eating and drinking together in their oldest brother's house, when a sudden and terrible wind from the desert struck the house, and it fell upon them. All your sons and your daughters are dead, and I alone have lived to tell you of it." So, in one day, all that Job had, his flocks, cattle, and his sons and his daughters, were all taken away, and Job went from being the richest man in the East, to being suddenly poor and childless.
Please like, share, or subscribe to our channel. Thank you, and may God bless you.